BWill TFTV here. First FanSight of the year, man. It's been a long time coming. We got the first preseason game between the 49ers and the Titans, and I was really impressed so far with the ones, man. I got to say, man, I was really impressed with Callahan, his play calling, really impressed with Levis. He seemed really composed today. I know it's the first preseason game, but something that I've always said with Will Levis that could be the downfall of his was his temperament. I mean, I know he tried to run a guy over at the 3-yard line, and, on the first drive, but that's just the dog in him. But the manner of taking his checkdowns when he needs to, not trying to do too much, he did that exceptionally today, and he looked good today. I mean, he looked composed. The offensive line allowed him to be composed. Latham, I think we got a dog at left tackle. I ain't going to lie to you. We might have our one. We might have our left tackle. Cushenberry, he looked good. Radens looked good. MPF looked good in spurts. And, of course, Skoronski looked good as well. Exceptional job by the offensive line today, and they've got to keep improving on those performances to allow Levis to really flourish to be the quarterback that he can be with this team. It's all going to be on him, depending on how well this team does. But Callahan put him in positions to succeed today. He called a really good game, especially with the ones really allowing. Once you see that we're creating big plays with a vanilla play calling that we have, Callahan didn't really put too much in there. No salt, no pepper, no seasoning. It was just vanilla play calling, and his offense still was able to create big plays, whether that was because the offensive line getting a good push up front, giving Will Levis time to do what he needs to do. Ridley caught a ball over the middle, got some good yak out of the middle of the field. Really good job by the ones today, and showed us a little bit of promise. I can honestly say that I was really impressed with Callahan and his play calling. You got to remember, guys, he's a first-year play caller, so there's going to be some growing pains with him. But you didn't see him today. He looked exceptional. Defense looked okay, looked iffy. I can chalk it up to what I said with Callahan. They had really vanilla play calling. We're not really going to see much out of Denard Wilson until we get into the season. First 2 games, you're not going to see much at all, whether that's with the sim pressures, whether it's with the coverages on the back end. You're not going to see him yet. It's going to be in the regular season when he brings those out. But, we had some promising. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. looked exceptional today. The corner out of Louisville, the one that we drafted this year, looked exceptional. Sweat looked okay. He's got to get back into football shape. I mean, he says he's in shape. We got to see it. But, guys didn't even really have all our starters out there defensively anyway. McCreary looked okay. Hooker wasn't out there. Diggs, the new signing, he's not out there yet. So we got some pieces that are still missing with that defense. They got pushed around a little bit. Simmons obviously wasn't in there. I'm really concerned with the linebackers. So we got to see some improvement out of the linebacker crew. I know it doesn't have many names in there. I mean, you got Kenneth Murray. We got Cedric Gray. Otis Reese looked good. Otis Reese's problem is that he's a little undersized. It's going to be hard for him to be played and plugged in as that linebacker when we're already playing 6 DBs in dime or really 5 DBs in nickel. You're going to have to pair him with a bigger linebacker just because he lacks that size. But he flies around to the ball. He's an exceptional linebacker. Just don't know if he fits us right now with what we're trying to do defensively. I hope we can find a way to squeeze him in there. Either way, exceptional first preseason game for the Titans, I'd say. Tighten up, that's what I'm talking about. Exceptional first preseason game. You just got to see, they got to build on this performance. Offense line's got to build on this performance. Callahan's got to build on the play calling. Everybody got to put it together, and we can see what we can do at the end of this season, man. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. But make sure y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. This is where we're going to be doing the fan sites on the 2nd and 3rd concourse on the north side of the stadium, next to the Steve McNair banner and the Eddie George banner. So make sure y'all come out here after the game. We'll be here next week. We'll be here every home game for the rest of the season. Make sure y'all come out for the interviews and fan sites after the game. Appreciate y'all.